Hey, what's up, Diggers? Prospect here, Watcher Realms. As you can probably tell, I'm going to be going over GR3 19 and hopefully help you all smash through that blockade, stop you from getting the top 2 sets in the game. I had issues with this early on. In fact, I had GR 1 and GR 2 21 both beat before I could accomplish beating this. I do believe I've set up a pretty free-to-play accessible team here, though it does require Luneria, Idril, Maul, and Dolores, and the rest are pretty much epic marksmen, with the exception of Volca, of course, which most people get for free anyway. You need to be one from the tide, so if you're interested in that, stick around, and don't forget to smash that like and subscribe button if you find this video helpful. Alright, let's dig right in here. The idea here is to start getting everybody Infernal Roar and Soulbound Arcana, and in this guide I'm only going to be using the non-premium sets and no ancients. So just to keep things fair, I will be completing sets. I'm not using a lot of broken sets, is what I mean. And I'll show you that in a second here. So this is the team. Everybody on this team does get placed down, except for Volca. Volca's just there to help cycle Luneria, or Laurel, I mean. Let's go over the gear quick. I did keep all the artifacts in the legendary category. I did not get any mythic artifacts on these heroes. Also, they should be pretty obtainable for most. For gear in Luneria, let's go over the stats quick. Nothing too crazy. 11.3k attack, 1.7 attack interval, not quite crit hit, and 216 crit damage. And I have her in a fatality set, which increases the attack by 3%, ignores 12% of the target's defense and magic resistance. And Calamity, of course, which again is all obtainable before gear raid, or the gear raids 19 and up, which is the goal. For Brienne, I have her at 12k attack, 1.5 second attack interval, 87% crit rate, and 254% crit damage. Again, not too crazy. And I have put her in a fracture set, which increases the crit damage by 45%. My HP is above 70%, which the way I use her in this run, it should be almost whenever I'm using her anyway, so she'll get that 45%. Idril's the tougher one. This is the one I'm going to suggest you put your best gear set on that you can accomplish. And oh, hold on a second, I forgot to show Brienne's artifact. I have a level 16 Idril's Gaze. That's one thing you're going to notice. I do have a couple Idril's Gaze almost maxed out, so anyways, back to Idril. Best gear you can do. I'd have her in a fracture set as well. You really want to put a lot of emphasis on her attack bonus. Try to get her that like 10.5, 11k attack. As close to 1 second attack interval as you can. And 250 crit damage and up, I believe, is what's going to be required here. And this one is going to have a level 25 Idril's Gaze. Laurel, I don't think she's got anything fancy going on. She does have an 8 set, but I mean, I could take it off of her and just break it. It's not necessary. You don't need it. I'll just leave it on there so I don't have to worry about moving it. But you'll see that Idril is going to have plenty of attack. She's not going to need any extra. I just put her in Nightmare Sapsara so I can get her ult off, which will help. Idril's passive, each time an ally casts their ultimate, the hero's next attack will do 100% increased damage. Urban units take 70% extra damage instead. Alright, Isolde doesn't matter, she's just a defender. I put her in defensive sets, or defensive pieces, so mostly HP percentage, and a Bastion ring. And she's just there to help tank a lot of the enemies that come in from the boss. For Maul, he's another one that has to be in a pretty good set. So I have him at 12.7k attack. The attack interval doesn't really matter, so don't worry too much about attack speed. You want him crit capped, and about anything over like 200% crit damage. But you do, again, want to focus mostly on attack. I think these levels are kind of designed to basically let you mostly focus on attack and not have to worry about the crit damage too much, because that's more of an end game thing anyways. I think that's the idea anyway. Hollow, another invig set. This isn't necessary. Again, you just want her to have high attack speed. Get her attack speed down as low as you can. And then Volca, doesn't matter. she doesn't get placed. But let's look at the stage quick. Come on, where's map info? The magic barrier. The Chthonic Enchantress increases magic res for all allies. That doesn't really matter. Abyssal Tides deals massive damage periodically to all adjacent enemies. You won't notice that too much. The Abyssal Command 2. Enchantress periodically summons Abyssal Horrors to fight for her. She's gonna come in right here, and when this Abyssal Command 2 comes off, she's gonna have these little enemies to come in, and when they come down, they'll come in and they'll smash into you and explode. But we're gonna get Hollow over here healing them up anyways. Control immunity, immune to all CC effects. Of course, the boss. Periodically, she's going to attack the last unit you've placed down, wherever you placed her. I try to make that Hollow or Isolde. That's why I have Isolde with. And let's get into it. It's pretty straightforward. The first thing we're gonna do is I'm gonna tell you, I apologize for pausing occasionally. I'm not doing anything weird or changing anything. Just kind of gathering my thoughts and making sure that the guide isn't too messed up with too many things that I don't have to really put in the video, and I want to make sure I got my words all gathered up. And so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to place Idril right here on this bottom left tile, and then Dolores right above her. And then the next one we're going to place is Luneria right up here pointing upwards. We'll get up to 11. And take your time with it. If you don't know, if you just grab one of these guys like this, it'll go into a super slow mode. If you need just some time to gather your thoughts and think about what you're doing next and look at the battlefield. But as soon as Idril's ultimate is ready, we're going to activate these two both at the same time. And I want to do it when Laurel's down on the field to get the damage bonus that she offers when she's out on the field and ultimates are activated. Yeah, Luneria over here doing some work. Okay, so I'm gonna put Laurel down, and Idril is gonna take care of that right guy there. You have two of these guys come out before another wave of 3 comes up here. And you see, Idril just does the work. I'm gonna keep Laurel out because you're gonna see this hit come out. Here comes. Because she's the last unit placed. She's the one she's gonna tank that for me instead of one of my more important heroes that are out. I'm gonna get her ult off as soon as it comes up. Get a little rage regen out of her. And then what I'm waiting for is to be able to place. I want to be able to place Brienne, Maul, and Laurel, Hollow all at once. So I need about 45 cost before I can do that. Otherwise she'll snipe them out from the side. As soon as Laurel's ult is done, I'm gonna pick her up. We're gonna activate Idril again. Hope that she takes care of this guy. As soon as this guy's down, we can place Brienne over there, pointing upwards. Hopefully your ult is ready. Then you want to place Maul here. And then Hollow right away. Now Hollow will be the target of the boss. Little snipe ability that she does. At this point we can place Isolde here to become the tank. And Maul's gear is pretty decent, so he's probably going to take these guys without even letting off an ultimate. Here comes these 3. Pay attention down here. When Hollow's ultimate is ready, you want to use that. Try to get Idril ready by the next time, or by the time Laurel's ready, so we can just use it again. Brienne, same thing. As soon as her ult's ready, use it. We're gonna place Laurel back down. Pick up Brienne. By the way, as soon as those guys are dead up there, you can just pick up Brienne right away. You don't need to wait. She's the target right now. But it doesn't really matter because Hollow's healing everybody anyways. As soon as this guy pops out over here, we're going to activate Idril, but we're going to wait until that happens. We're going to wait on that ultimate for Hollow, and Laurel we're going to wait. Alright, let's get this going. Activate the rage regens. We can also hit Maul's ultimate just to do some extra damage up here. Now we just need Idril to come over and target this way. Come on. There goes the boss. Now Idril should take him down. Brienne up here. I'm gonna pick up Laurel. Activate Dolores again. And Idril should take care of the last three. And that's pretty much it. By the way, activate an ult, make it go a little faster, she'll hit harder. There you go, guys. That's pretty much sums up the video. Before I let you go, I'm going to show you a few heroes, which ones are replaceable. And look at that, the first one got a Infernal Roar piece. Now I farm away and just crank away at that. Alright, let's go back to the hero selection. Show you which ones are optional. Luneria is not really. There are other comps that you can use that doesn't require Luneria, but this one does, so just because you need that extra range. That's what it's all about, really, is getting that extra range. Brienne can be swapped out for some legendaries, say like Hatsuit, or let's see, where is she? Alora, another good option. Or pretty much anybody that can reach up that far and hit. Legendary is gonna be a better option because they're just gonna hit harder. But keep in mind the cost to place her down. That's why the marksmen are a good option, because their cost is generally low. Idril, not replaceable. My endgame team still uses her. I'm sure there's ways to get around not having her. Laurel's not really replaceable. You need to get that ult off to kill that guy in the first right side. Dolores, I suppose, could be optional. You could try, I mean, for gear grade 319, you could try to see if you can get your Idril geared up well enough that she could take all those guys out without Dolores being there. But it's going to be a little harder and slower. Soldi, not really needed. You can place Volca instead. Where I put her, I just put a Soldi in there because it helps boost Maul's basic attacks, or basic attack attributes. Increases faction team members' basic attributes by 10%. Extra 10% attack is what all I'm really looking for. Maul is very optional. Legendary people seem to pull a lot is Nyx. And she's kind of top tier for this content, and especially at that left side. The other one that would be a good option for that left side is going to be Razak. And I think that's about it for that. Volca's not really optional, especially if you're Laurel cycling. If you can get by without doing it, power to you, but you're gonna have her, you might as well throw her in there, and you don't even need the extra hero slot anyways. For where I placed Luneria, down here, if you happen to be lucky enough to have a Silas or a Hex pointing upwards, that's more ideal. That's kind of like the main, I want to say, meta team that people use. And I think that about sums up the video. So good luck farming gear rate 319. Get yourself some Infernal Roar sets and Sylvan Arcana. And before I go, I wanted to show you, or invite you to the Discord channel again. Keep popping this up in all of my videos, and that's for good reason. It's a good place to be. We got about 75 members in here right now. And what's in here is just little useful tools and guides. I got attack speed intervals, basically a calculator how much attack speed you need. I'm going to be adding some wallpapers. Maybe I'll get some time to make some wallpapers for people to use. The big one is the hero guides. So if I go up to the top of the page here, there's a faction list. So let's say we're looking for Idril. I'll click on Star Piercers, come on down to the Epics category, and click on Idril. It's going to bring me over to the Star Piercers channel. And then it's going to tell me her factions that she's in, the tier ratings that I gave her for basically, well, most of the stages I think I have covered. Suggested gear sets for the right side, like Infernal Roar, Aegis Wrath. I have these all set up as emojis. That's another benefit of joining the server. You can use all these emojis for the gear sets. Gear sets for the left side, mostly Warlord, Calamity, Annihilating Might. Suggested artifact, why I suggest that artifact, and a little tip or review or whatever I might like to say about the hero. The other thing I've just recently added is, since we're doing mostly marksman, we'll go right to the marksman for the artifacts category. And since we were using Idril's Gaze, well, I had these all in here like this. Tier ratings, stats, mithril needed to max, the effect they have, the variables per level. And let's go to Idril's Gaze and look at that. Like tier rating, I gave it an S. It's one of the top artifacts for any marksman. And I put on there, reason it's hard not to give Idril's Gaze an S. As a legendary, ignoring 40% of target's defense is nuts. It's true. Right here is the maximum stats. Mithril needed to max, 3140. For any legendary artifact is pretty much the same. I have the effect here with the two variables of A and B. Level 0, 15%. Up to 25%. Variable B, 30% to 40%. And eventually I'm going to be adding some more guides, like shop guides, Arbiter Frost, Hellfire, Immortal Codex. And I think that's about it. Anyways, Discord link will be down in the description. Don't be shy. Come join us. Join the general chat. Say hi. And I think that's it. Until next time, keep digging.